Presenting the transcription feature, Superman.
Look! Up in the sky!
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman! Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. Superman, who can leap tall buildings at a single bound, race a speeding bullet to its target, bend steel in his bare hands, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice.
And now to our story. With the mystery of the Bartlett logging camp solved and Nancy Harmon on her way to Metropolis to work at the Daily Planet, Clark Kent and Jimmy Olsen, rather than cut their vacation short, have engaged a French-Canadian guide, Baptiste, to take them on a 2-week dog sled trip. The first night out, they camp in a forest clearing where Baptiste amuses them with tall stories of his prowess. But unknown to either Kent or Jimmy, they are being watched. 2 hard-bitten men who occupy a cabin deep in the woods and seem to be engaged in a strange, secretive business are even now moving slowly toward the fire around which Jimmy, Kent, and Baptiste are grouped. Listen.
Hold up a minute, Chuck.
See him in the clearing?
Yeah, I see him. Which one's the Canuck driver?
The one on the right.
The other guy looks pretty big.
He ain't so big.
All right, now remember what I told you. Keep your mouth shut.
Okay, Bo.
Let's go.
What does Betty do? Before moving titles of a beat, there is no time to put it to your own because.
We got you covered. Don't nobody move.
Hey, what is this? Where are you?
Close in on him, Chuck.
Hey, mind pointing those rifles the other way?
Yes, we do mind. Stand up, come on.
I do not like this, monsieur.
We're not interested in whether you like it or not. See what's in the sled, Chuck.
Okay. May I ask why we're being held up this way? What have we done?
I don't know what you've done, mister, but we're here to see that you don't do any more of it.
Sorry, but I don't understand any more of what?
Got a license to trap furs?
But we do not transfer for a sacre bleu. You're crazy.
Keep that big mouth of yours shut or I'll shut it for you.
Nothing in the sled, Bo. Just a sleeping bag.
You're pretty lucky we didn't catch you with no skin. Now pack up and get out of here.
Why, we planned to camp here for the night.
Well, your plans have been changed, mister. Don't give me no argument. Pack up and get.
This I have never heard of. It is insult to Baptiste.
Why do we have to move?
Because this is a government game preserve. You're not allowed to camp on it. Tell your driver to pack up. Chuck, put the fire on.
Okay. Well, afraid we'll have to move, Baptiste. Hitch the dogs up.
Sacre bleu, I've never heard of it.
Are you gentlemen game wardens?
That's it, mister.
Well, where can we camp? Where does the preserve end?
5 miles west of here.
You mean we have to go 5 miles through the darkness?
That ain't my headache, mister. Your driver should have known better. Fire out, Chuck.
Yeah. Oh, but a couple of embers.
Okay. Sorry we had to bust in on you like this, but orders is orders. Good night.
Good night.
That's a nice how do you do. Baptiste is ready to chew nails. Listen to him.
Oh, my, Jimmy. Don't quite understand this.
Oh, there isn't much to understand. It's a game preserve, they said, and you're not allowed to camp on it.
I wonder.
You wonder what?
I wonder whether it is a game preserve. Certainly Baptiste should know.
What did they think we were, fur trappers?
I guess so.
Well, dogs are hitched up, Mr. Kent. Might as well start.
I think we're going to stay right here, Jimmy.
But gosh, those game wardens said...
I know what they said. Baptiste!
Oui, monsieur.
We're not moving, Baptiste. We're staying right here. Unhitch the dog.
You mean this?
Yes, don't light any fires.
What's the idea, Mr. Kent?
Oh, just a hunch.
You think there's something wrong?
Baptiste think he will write the letter to the president.
I don't know, Jimmy. Right now, it's only a hunch. We'll see. Maybe I'm mistaken. Get the dogs unhitched, Baptiste, and be quiet about it.
Baptiste is quiet like...
How can we stay here without a fire, Mr. Kent? What about the animals?
We'll take turns sleeping. You and Baptiste start off. I'll sit up and watch.
Well, what if those game wardens come back?
I don't think they will. And if they do, the worst that can happen is they'll tell us to move on again. All right, come on. Let's get the sleeping bags out of the sled. It's getting late. We've got to make an early start in the morning.
As the long northern night wears on, Jimmy and Baptiste sleep comfortably in their fur-lined bags. And Clark Kent, alert to every sound, sits up in the darkness. Far off in the distance, a snow owl hoots mournfully. The dense woods give forth the faintly heard rustle of prowling beasts, drawn near by the spoor of human flesh. Suddenly, Kent sits bolt upright.
his keen eyes centered on a tiny pinpoint of green light that seems to be moving across the sky.
That light must be an airplane. Yes, it is. I can hear the sound of the motor.
Inaudible to any ears but those of Superman, the hum of the approaching plane motor grows louder and louder as the invisible ship, marked only by wing lights, circles slowly not far from the forest clearing where Kent, Jimmy, and Batiste had camped.
Whoever's piloting that plane seems to be looking for something. I wonder what it is.
Suddenly, as Kent watches the approaching plane, a gleaming ray of light stabs the darkness, reaching from the black depths of the forest beyond the clearing to the endless heavens above. Once, twice, 3 times it flashes a wordless message to the circling plane. Dropping the guise of Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter, Superman comes to his feet, every muscle in his magnificent body tense.
Well, looks like my suspicions were justified. Something's going on here. That plane and those signal lights must have some connection with those 2 game wardens. Oh, what was that? Sounded like an animal crashing through the brush. No, it couldn't have been. Stopped too suddenly. Wait a minute. I know what it was. That plane dropped something. Yeah, now it's heading back from where it came. I think this deserves a little investigation. I'll just sneak off and see whether I can find out who was responsible for that signal.
Mr. Kent! Mr. Kent!
Uh-oh. Jimmy's awake. I'll have to drop Superman for a while.
Here I am, Jimmy.
Oh, I got frightened when you didn't answer. Something woke me up. Funny noise, like a motor.
Oh, you were probably dreaming. Go on back to sleep.
Isn't it time for me to get up?
No, you still have a good 2 hours.
Oh, okay. Hey, wait a minute. Look up there in the sky. What are those lights?
No, just a couple of stars.
Oh, no, they're not. They're moving.
Don't get out of your sleeping bag, Jimmy. You'll freeze to death.
I'll put my Mackinac on. Mr. Kent, those are airplane lights. That's what I heard, a plane motor.
Well, what of it? Chances are it's a mail plane or maybe even a passenger transport.
Flying over these woods?
Why not? Has to fly over something to get to its destination. All right, come on now. Climb back into your bag. It's gone now. There's nothing more to see.
Oh, I'm not sleepy anymore. I'll sit up with you.
Now, isn't that silly? It isn't necessary for both of us to be awake.
Well, when you turn in.
Jimmy, sometimes you can be very exasperating.
Oh, gosh, what have I done? Just because I'm not sleepy anymore, does that mean I'm exasperating?
Quiet. Wake Batiste, then all 3 of us will be sitting up.
Gee, Willikers, I don't get this. I mean to say just because I can't sleep...
All right. Keep your shirt on. It isn't because you can't sleep. It's because you woke up at the wrong time.
I couldn't help that. The plane motor did it.
I know. See, I was just about to sneak away when you started yodeling for me.
Sneak away? You were going to leave us?
Just for a few minutes. Oh, I suppose I might just as well tell you.
Tell me what?
That plane you saw wasn't carrying mail or passengers.
How do you know? Did it land?
No, but it circled 5 or 6 times, evidently looking for something. Then a powerful light flashed a signal to it from a spot deep in the woods.
Gosh.
A minute or so after the signal flashed, I think the plane dropped something.
Oh, what do you think it dropped? A man?
I doubt it very much. Anyway, now you know why your sudden awakening exasperated me.
What are we going to do about the plane and whatever it dropped, Mr. Kent?
Well, the plane's gone, so we can't do much about that.
I know, but we could find out what it dropped and who flashed the signal to it.
Well, that was my plan before you decided you'd had enough sleep.
Well, now we can both find out.
That's the trouble.
You mean you don't want me to go with you?
Well...
Oh, I see. You think I'll get in the way.
No, it isn't that, Jimmy.
What is it?
Well, sometimes you hamper my movements. You make it, difficult for me to be myself.
I don't understand what you're driving at, Mr. Kent.
Forget it, Jimmy. It's not important. At any rate, I think we'd better wait until morning to do any prowling in these woods. So you can crawl back into your sleeping bag if you wish.
Oh, no, not a chance. I wouldn't close an eye now for $1 million.
I promise not to sneak away.
Nothing doing.
Okay. You'll be the one who'll be nodding all day tomorrow.
I'd rather nod than miss anything exciting.
Well, for all we know, it's nothing to get excited about. Maybe that's how the United States Conservation Service drops supplies to its game wardens.
Oh, I meant to ask you, Mr. Kent. What's a game preserve?
Why, it's a tract of land, generally heavily wooded, set aside by the government to protect wild animals and birds.
Oh, protect them against what?
People who shoot and trap them. You see, Jimmy, a country like the United States owes all its strength and power to its natural resources. Not just the birds and animals, but its rivers and forests and minerals. If any of these are abused or overworked, future generations won't have water power and wood and coal. You remember how they were cutting giant oaks at the logging camp?
Yes.
The government watches that pretty carefully. It has what's called a reforestation service. New oak trees are planted to take the places of the ones cut down, so that 100 years from now or so, America will still have mighty forests.
And the government does all this? The government in Washington?
Well, the government isn't only in Washington, Jimmy. It's in every state in the Union. It has game wardens, forest rangers, soil conservation experts, and...
What made you stop?
Wait a minute. I thought I heard voices.
I don't hear anything.
Quiet, Jimmy. Listen.
I hear them now. They're coming closer.
Yes.
Drop them. We're over too far, Bill.
Gosh, Mr. Kent, they're looking for what the plane dropped.
Quiet, Jimmy.
All right, go on back this way. Okay. What's the matter? Turn my ankle.
Good gosh, Mr. Kent, but these dogs are barking. Those men will know we're here.
Keep low, Jimmy. Flat on the ground. Don't move a muscle.
With their presence revealed by the barking of Batiste huskies, the two men searching for the package dropped by the mysterious plane cannot help but find Kent, Jimmy, and the Canuck sled driver. Who are these men? And what is the strange mystery surrounding their midnight activities? Evidently, Clark Kent has again stumbled on something exciting. Keep listening for further development.
Don't forget, tune in again for the next thrilling episode with Superman.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine. Presenting the transcription feature, Superman.
Look, up in the sky.
Bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. Superman, who can leap tall buildings at a single bound, race a speeding bullet to its target, bend steel in his bare hand, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice.
And now to our story. Looking forward to their 2-week dog sled trip to the North Woods and up into Canada, Clark Kent and young Jimmy Olsen ran into trouble their first night out. No sooner had Batiste, their French-Canadian guide, selected a campsite and built a fire than 2 hard-bitten men armed with rifles came out of the woods, said they were game wardens, and ordered our friends to move on. But Kent, suspicious, chose to disobey the order. With the fire out, he sat in the darkness while Jimmy and Batiste slept. Suddenly, a mysterious plane appeared overhead, dropped something in the woods, and roared off. Jimmy, awakened by the drone of the motor, sat up with Kent. Shortly after, they heard voices coming from the dense woods. The 2 alleged game wardens were looking for whatever the plane had dropped.
Keep low, Jimmy. Flat on the ground.
They seem to be coming closer, Mr. Kent.
Yeah, forget it. Think Frenchie'd know by now how to drop them shipments somewhere near this shack. It ain't over this far, Bo.
Sounds like those 2 game wardens.
That's who it is.
All right, come on this way.
They're going back.
What's the matter? Turn my ankle.
Gosh, Mr. Kent, the sled dogs.
Shut! Hear them dogs? They're close by.
Jimmy, get to those dogs as fast as you can and see if you can quiet them. Hurry.
Okay, I'll try.
Coming from over near the clearing, Bull. Must be them campers. Oh, yeah. Your shotgun loaded? Yeah. Okay, follow me. I'll teach them a lesson they won't forget in a hurry.
Maybe you better teach me the lesson first.
Where is he? Shine a light.
Oh, no, you don't. That takes care of the flashlight. Now, drop that shotgun.
Let him have it. Stop.
That won't do you any
Let
good.
him have it.
That's the last time that gun will ever shoot.
Look out, Bull. He's got the gun.
Yes, and I'm going to twist it into a pretzel.
Look what he's doing to the gun. Come on, you crazy fool. Run.
I'd like to go after them, but I can't take a chance. Not with Jimmy and Batiste around.
Sacre bleu. What happened? Heal the shot.
See, it's back to Clark Kent for me, and fast. Here I am, Jimmy.
Gosh, I heard that shot and I thought sure you'd been hit. Where are those 2 men?
What is happening here? Who fired the shot? Who tried to kill Batiste?
Nobody tried to kill anyone, Batiste.
I hear the shot. Who?
That's right. One of our game warden friends fired at me.
Jiminy crickets, Mr. Kent.
Well, what is it, Jimmy?
Look at the shotgun I found in the snow. It's a barrel. It's like a pretzel.
Sacre bleu. It is Grizzly Bear do this.
What?
Grizzly Bear. Where is my rifle? Grizzly Bear.
Is he gone mad?
He's trying to say that a big grizzly bear twisted the barrel of this shotgun.
Oh, that's nonsense.
Oh, then who did twist it? People don't shoot guns like this.
Well, here comes Baptiste, loaded for bear.
Show me where bear go. I chase him.
I tell you, there wasn't any bear, Baptiste.
Oh, oui, it must be. Look at the shotgun. Only grizzly bear to these 2 barrels. Baptiste, remember 4 years ago, there was big blizzard.
Yes, we know, Baptiste. 75 grizzly bears attacked you.
Oh, no, monsieur. Only 6.
Yeah, well, all right. You'll tell us about that some other time. Right now, we're going to light a fire.
Oh, but what about the game wardens, Mr. Kent?
I don't think they'll bother us tonight. All right, put your gun away, Baptiste.
Monsieur, these I do not like.
Whether you like it or not, put the gun away. There aren't any bears. All right, come on, Jimmy. Let's get a fire started.
Well, you still haven't explained how this shotgun happened to get all twisted up, Mr. Kent.
Jimmy, there are some things that can't be explained. Chalk this up as one of them. Now, let's get the fire going.
Unable to tell Jimmy how the shotgun barrel was tied into a knot, Kent squeezes out of the embarrassing situation as best he can. Meanwhile, the 2 men who were frightened off by Superman reach their shack in the woods.
Bolt the door, Chuck.
Yeah.
Get my rifle. Keep watch at the window.
Okay. They won't find us so easy, Bo. That trail's no cinch to follow at night.
I told you I wasn't taking no chances before. I ain't taking no chances now. Yeah. I never thought we'd get through them woods without a light.
Yeah, me with a twisted ankle.
Keep watching that window. If you see anyone, shoot to kill.
Bull, I don't like this business.
Who cares whether you like it or not? Want to get tossed in the clink?
No, but I don't like shooting.
You better start learning to like it right now. We're good for 5 years if they nab us.
Yeah. Maybe we'd be better off scrambling. Huh?
And leave $5,000 worth of stuff sitting in the woods. Not on your life. Are you watching that window?
Yeah, I'm watching. Bull,
What?
that guy that grabbed the shotgun. He was pretty big.
I told you he was big the first time I seen him.
He looked bigger this time.
What happened when I said to you to give it to him? How come you missed?
I don't know. That's what I don't understand. I was right on top of him.
You got an eye like an eagle. Next time, I'll handle the gun.
That suits me.
I figured it would. Some guys are born chicken-hearted.
I ain't chicken-hearted. Just because I don't like shooting.
Shut up. Watch that window.
They got no right to blame me. Why don't you blame Frenchie? He's the guy that didn't drop the shipment right.
I'll take care of him later. Right now, we got to worry about that government guy.
Yeah? You know he's government.
I know. I can smell him out.
Well, then what's he got that kittle on for?
Just to make it look like he ain't government.
Well, they're lighting a fire.
Yeah?
I can see it from here. See it?
Yeah. Okay. Let 'em light it. That means they ain't looking for us. That means we got time to figure something out.
Oh. Then I don't have to watch no longer?
No. But keep the rifle handy.
Okay. Let's set it right here by the window. Hey, Bull. Well, how do you think they got onto us?
I don't know. What difference does it make?
Guess we gotta move, huh?
Maybe not.
What do you mean?
Ever step into a bear trap, Chuck?
No. I don't wanna.
Them traps can hold a 600-pound bear.
Yeah? What's that got to do with it?
Up in Newfoundland once, a trapper stepped into one of them. By accident. He didn't look so good when they found him. He didn't look good at all.
What are you driving at, Bull?
We got 3 traps here. Big ones.
So what?
That government guy will be looking for us in the morning.
Yeah?
Chances are he'll pick up that trail through the woods. He can find it in daylight.
Now, wait a minute, Bull. You ain't thinking of setting them traps?
That's exactly what I'm thinking. Set all 3 of them on the trail, so in case he misses one, we still got 2 chances to get him.
No, you can't do that, Bull. Them traps will take a man's leg off.
I know it.
I don't want no part of it. I tell you, I don't want
Shut up! You got plenty of time for crying after they nab us. But they ain't nabbed us yet, so don't pull no act on me.
I ain't pulling no act. I just come in on this because you said there wouldn't be no rough stuff.
I'll handle all the rough stuff. All you gotta do is stand by. Now get them traps up. They're in that closet. And they need some oiling.
Well, we gotta do it this way.
You know any better way? Come on, get the traps.
These them here?
Yeah, haul them out. That's it. Dump them on the floor. Yeah. They look like they're in pretty good shape. This one could stand a little oil. Hand me that can on the shelf.
Here.
They use traps like this to get them big Alaska brown bears. Nothing gets loose from them.
I don't like this, Bull.
Too many things you don't like. How about the payoff? You like that?
I ain't saying anything about the payoff.
Oh, I see the dough's all right. You like that. Only working for it don't suit you. What's the matter? You got a weak stomach? Okay, they're all ready now. Get a shovel.
Where are we going?
To set them out, where'd you think?
Maybe you better count me out of this, Bull.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean it. I don't want my cut in this shipment. Just count me out. I'll beat it.
That's what you think. Now listen to me. You're in. And you're in solid.
Yeah, but I'm willing to pass up my
And
cut.
I'm not willing to let you. Grab those traps and the shovel. I'll carry the gun this time. Come on. Come on, I said.
Okay. I'm coming.
Okay, we'll set the last one here. Start digging. Not so deep. Keep it quiet. You want them to hear us? Say, you're trying to tip them off.
No, I ain't trying nothing, Bull.
I got a good mind to conk you with the butt of this rifle. Go ahead and dig. Okay, that's enough. I'll set the trap in the hole. Take it easy. All right?
Yeah.
Cover it with snow. That does it. Now, wait a minute. Part of it's showing. Cover it up. That's enough. Now, let's see how far that big guy gets without stepping into one of these. Come on, back to the shack. And stay off the trail. Unless you want to lose a leg.
Well, the outlook isn't too bright for Kent and Jimmy in case they decide to do some exploring once daylight comes. If they do pick up the forest trail, as Bull expects them to, the hidden bear traps loom dangerously along the path. What will happen?
Don't forget, tune in again for the next thrilling episode with Superman.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine. Presenting the transcription feature, Superman.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. Superman who can leap tall buildings at a single bound, race a speeding bullet to its target, then steel in his bare hands, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice.
And now to our story. Convinced that Clark Kent is a government agent investigating the illegal business in which they seem to be engaged, the two hard-bitten men, known to us only as Bull and Chuck, have set steel bear traps along the forest trail they expect Kent to take in trying to run them down. The traps, well hidden under a layer of snow, are strong enough to hold a 600-pound bear. As dawn breaks over the clearing in which Kent, Jimmy, and their guide Batiste have camped for the night, none of them is even remotely aware of the danger lurking along the forest trail. Seated around the fire, they're finishing the breakfast Batiste has prepared for them, while the guide tends his dogs.
I don't know when I've tasted better fried ham. Wasn't it swell, Jimmy?
Uh-huh.
You don't sound very enthusiastic. Matter of fact, you didn't even finish the ham. What's the matter?
Nothing.
Oh, now, look, young fella, don't try to kid me. I know your appetite. particularly out here in the open. When you leave anything on your plate, there's something serious the matter with you. What is it?
Nothing's the matter, Mr. Kent.
You feel well?
I feel fine.
Oh, what's bothering you, Jim?
Oh, nothing.
Remember what I told you yesterday about exasperating me? You're doing it now.
Oh, I don't mean to, Mr. Kent. It's just that...
All right, come on, get it off your chest.
Well, it's just that funny things happen. Things I don't understand.
Oh? For instance?
Oh, that shotgun, for instance. How did the barrel get twisted?
Well, I told you, Jimmy, that some things are beyond explanation. Someday, perhaps you'll know.
You mean I'll know how the shotgun barrel got twisted?
Sure, you'll know a lot of things. The older you grow, the more you learn.
Oh, that's not what I mean. I've just got the feeling that you don't tell me everything.
Don't tell you everything. Well, what haven't I told you?
Oh, lots of things.
Didn't I tell you how coal happened to be made and how the government operates game preserves?
Oh, I don't mean things like that. I mean, well, the only thing I can remember now is the shotgun barrel.
Oh, now you take my advice, Jim, and forget it temporarily. Well, you all through with breakfast?
Yeah, I wasn't very hungry.
Okay. Let you and I take a little walk while Baptiste is feeding his dogs and cleaning up, How about it?
All right.
Okay. Baptiste! Jimmy and I are going for a walk. We'll be back soon.
Oui, monsieur.
All right, come on, Jim.
Where are we going, Mr. Kent?
You haven't forgotten what happened last night, Jimmy, have you?
Oh, you mean the airplane and the package it dropped?
Mm-hmm. I thought we might look for it in the woods.
Oh, those two men have probably found it by this time.
Well.
Now, that's another thing that puzzles me.
What?
Why did you tell Baptiste we were breaking camp? Aren't we going to find out who those men are and what they're doing before we leave?
Yes, but I didn't want Baptiste along with us while we were investigating. He's better off back at the clearing. Hey, pretty tough going here. Knee-deep in snow and dead branches.
Well, isn't that a trail over there on the other side of that big tree?
Where? Oh, yes, I think it is. Come on, Jim. Ah, here now. This is much better. Snow is packed down a bit.
I wonder where this trail leads.
Well, only one way to find out. Follow it. Pretty narrow, so we'll have to walk single file, Indian style. I'll lead the way, but you keep close behind me, Jim.
Okay. You don't think those men are real game wardens, do you, Mr. Kent?
I'm sure they're not. As a matter of fact, I think they're up to something. Something they'd like to keep under cover.
What could it be?
I've been trying to figure it out. All I can imagine is that it's some sort of illegal border traffic.
Hey, I'll bet that's it. I'll bet they use the airplane.
Hold up a minute, Jimmy. Wait a minute.
What's the matter?
Someone's been on this trail recently. See those footprints?
Uh-huh.
Snow over there seems to have been disturbed. And packed down as hard as the rest. Now, take a look at it.
Mr. Kent, what happened?
Why, my leg is caught in a steel trap, Jimmy.
Oh, what'll I do? What'll I do, Mr. Kent?
Don't get excited, Jimmy. Run back to the clearing and ask Baptiste for the file he carries in his dog sled kit. He uses it to keep the sled runner sharp.
Is that all, Mr. Kent?
Yes, that's all. Now hurry, but don't tell Baptiste what happened.
I'll be right back.
Kid, hated to have to frighten him, but as it is, he's getting more suspicious about me every day. Look at these steel trap jaws in my leg. If there'd been anyone else, they would have cut right through the bone. Listen to me, using Kent's high voice even when I'm alone. Gotten so used to it. There, that's better. Now to get the trap off my leg. Ooh, that spring is certainly strong. There, does it. Now, snap it shut. Chances are this isn't the only trap along the trail. I'll have to watch out for Jimmy. If he steps into one of them, it'll be just too bad. Uh-oh, here he comes. Back to Clark Kent.
Here's the file, Mr. Kent. Here. Oh, your leg's free.
Yes, the trap was rusty, and when it snapped shut, it broke.
Well, are you hurt?
No, not a bit.
But those steel jaws, didn't they cut into your leg?
No, I guess these leather boots saved me. Put the file in your pocket, Jim. Did Baptiste ask you what you wanted it for?
Yeah, but you said not to tell him.
Good boy. All right, we can go on now, but we've got to be careful. This may not be the only trap set on the trail. You stay back a little way. That's right. I'll poke along with this branch.
Mr. Kent,
Yeah?
Do you think those traps were set for animals or for us?
Well, I'm wondering, Jimmy. Whoop, hold up. Another spot where the snow's been disturbed. I'll dig around with a stick. It may be another... Oh, it is.
Did you see those steel jaws come together?
Well, that's number 2. No telling how many is strewn along here. Certainly weren't intended for animals. They're too close together. All right, come on.
All right. Those 2 fake game wardens set the traps. They certainly must have something to hide.
Well, no doubt about it now. Don't you worry. We'll catch up with them and get to the bottom of this. Hold up, Jim.
Another one?
I think so. I might poke around with a stick. Now, I guess this is a false alarm. Maybe they only set 2.
The trail's getting wider here. Can I walk alongside you?
No, you better stay behind, Jimmy. Let's not take any chances.
Okay. Say, wait a minute, Mr. Kent.
Huh?
What's that over there in the woods?
Where?
Look. To our right. See it? Is it an animal?
No, I don't think so. Oh, Jimmy, do you know what it is?
What?
The package that was dropped from the plane. Come on, let's have a look at it. Be careful you don't tumble in any snowdrifts. Here, take my hand.
Do you really think it's a package?
I'm sure it is. Here we are. Wrapped in heavy burlap. You've got a scout knife with you, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. Here.
Thanks. Just cut the stitching and see what... Jimmy.
Jumping catfish. Furs.
Northern mink skins. Must be 1,000 of them in this bundle, maybe more.
Why would an airplane be dropping furs?
Well, the animals were probably trapped in Canada. They bring them across the border this way to avoid paying the customs charges.
And those 2 men who said they were game wardens are really fur smugglers.
That's about it.
Gosh, I've heard of diamond smugglers and gold smugglers, but this is the first time I ever heard of fur smugglers.
These mink skins must be worth $3,000 or $4,000. If the duty on them is high, it pays our phony game warden friends to get them in this way.
Oh. What are we going to do with the bundle now that we found it?
Take it back to the clearing.
We can't carry it alone, Mr. Kent. It's too heavy.
Oh, well, we'll drag it. Grab hold, Jimmy.
Okay.
That's it. It'll go easier once we get it on the trail where the snow is packed down. Up with it now. There we are. There. Now we can just pull it along.
But even as Kent and Jimmy drag the cumbersome bundle of precious mink skins toward the clearing, Bull, the leader of the smuggling gang, is watching them from the window of his shack through high-powered glasses.
They found the shipment, Chuck. They're taking it back with them.
Oh, none of the bear traps worked in?
No. I missed them, I guess. But we ain't through.
Say, time for scrambling out of here, Bill.
And leave them with the evidence. Don't be stupid. What chance would we ever have of bringing another skin in? None at all. This would be the end of a sweet little business.
Well, there ain't nothing you can do about it. They got the furs.
They won't have them long.
No shooting. I don't want no shooting.
Cut it out. There won't be no shooting.
Oh. What you gonna do?
I'm gonna give you a chance to pull your crybaby act.
What do you mean?
You're gonna give yourself up.
Oh, no. No, Bill, they'll throw me in the can.
Now listen to me. They won't get a chance to throw you in any can. You give yourself up. Make out like you and me had a fight and you're squealing.
Huh?
See?
And what?
And you tell the big guy you take him to where I am.
Yeah?
You'll bring him to this shack. But watch out for those traps.
Yeah. And when I bring him, they'll be shooting.
No, they won't. I won't even be here.
Sure. You're gonna let me take the rap.
You're dumber than I thought you were.
Hmm?
Nobody's gonna take any rap. I won't be here because I'll be getting the kid and that Canuck driver.
Why?
Because once I got them, I can talk turkey to the big guy, see?
Yeah, I see.
All right, get going. Remember, bring the big guy back here. Alone.
Suppose you don't want to come.
He'll come.
How'll I get clear of him after I bring him here?
I'll take care of that. Go ahead.
Hope this works out, Bull.
If it doesn't work out, you won't have to be afraid of shooting anymore.
Will Clark Kent fall for the trick separating him from Jimmy and Batiste? Or will he realize the first smugglers have something up their sleeve? There's excitement in the next episode, so don't miss it.
Don't forget, tune in again for the next thrilling episode with Superman.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird. It's a plane.
It's Superman! Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine. Presenting the transcription feature, Superman!
Look, up in the sky.
Bird.
It's a plane.
It's Superman! Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. Superman who can leap tall buildings at a single bound, race a speeding bullet to its target, bend steel in his bare hands, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice.
And now to our story. As you remember, Clark Kent and Jimmy Olsen, traveling by dog sled through the North Woods and planning to cross the border into Canada, stumble into a mysterious adventure their first night out. Two hard-bitten men, known to us only as Bull and Chuck, have been engaged in the smuggling of valuable mink furs from Canada to the United States, making use of an airplane to drop large bundles of the skins near their shack in the woods. But Kent and Jimmy soon found out what was brewing and decided to investigate. They found one of the bundles that had been dropped from the plane the night before and dragged it back to their camp in a clearing. Bull, the leader of the smuggling gang, aware that Kent has the furs and suspecting him of being a government agent, plans to strike back. So Chuck, his henchman, has started for the clearing where Kent, Jimmy, and their guide Batiste have camped. Chuck has orders to pretend to give himself up, lead Kent back to the shack, and in that way give Bull a chance to get Jimmy and Batiste while they're alone. At the moment, Kent has no knowledge of this scheme. He and Jimmy and their French-Canadian guide are grouped around the bundle of furs, admiring them. Listen.
How much did you say they were worth, Betsy?
The price of skin like this, mon fils, they are way up. Très magnifique.
I know, but how much are they worth? $100? $500?
Oh, don't be silly, Jimmy. These skins would bring $5,000 in the American market.
$5,000? Maybe more.
You mean to say what's in this bundle is worth $5,000?
Oh, certainement. Now look at this. She's beautiful. So soft, so dark. Never have I seen such things. Never.
Gosh, Mr. Kent, maybe we better go into the mink hunting business. $5,000. Now, wait.
You think it is so easy to trap the mink, Wolfie? You think he come to you like puppy dog? Huh? Oh, no. He's very clever, the mink. He's hard to catch.
Hard and vicious, Jimmy. A mink can bite a man's finger off.
Really?
Ah, oui.
See, they belong to the rodent family. You know, rats, weasels.
What?
Sure. They're very timid, but once they're cornered, they fight like wildcats.
Well, then maybe we better not go into the mink catching business. If I'm going to be a newspaper reporter someday, I need all my fingers.
Right, you are, Jimmy. Well, now that we've got $5,000 worth of mink skins, what are we going to do with them?
Say, couldn't we keep some for a fur coat for Miss Lane?
Oh, that's a nice thought, Jimmy. You see, they don't belong to us. No, I think the best thing to do is...
What's the matter, Mr. Kent? What are you staring at?
There's a man coming along that trail through the woods in this direction. Don't move.
I see him. One of the fake game wardens.
Sacre bleu, I get my rifle.
Here we are, Batiste. He's not armed.
What do you think he wants, Mr. Kent?
I don't know, but we'll find out soon enough. Here he comes.
Don't shoot, mister. I want to talk to you.
Got his hands above his head.
All right, come on.
Okay.
Looks kind of funny me coming here, but got a reason. Good reason. What's the reason? I had enough of this business. I'm through. Enough of what business? Helping that guy smuggle them mink skins in. I don't like it. Oh? What made you suddenly decide you didn't like it? Well, because he wanted me to help him bump you off. That's why. I never heard a guy in my life, mister, and I ain't starting now. He wants to finish you, but I don't want no blood on my hands. Not me. So you're giving yourself up? Yeah, that's it. Huh? Where is your boss? Back at the shack. Listen, he's seen how you found them skins. Oh, he knows we have them, eh? Yeah, and he wants them bad. Bad enough to take a chance on a murder rap to get them. Not me. No, sir. What's your name? Chuck. Chuck Connor. And your boss? Bull Raglan. Plenty tough, mister. He's got ice water in his veins, and he hates government men. That's why he's out to get you.
Government men? Why?
Oh, so he knows I'm a government agent, eh? Yeah, he knows. Well, Chuck, I think you were wise to quit when you did. Now you can do something for me. Sure. Anything. You can lead me to that shack in the woods.
Oh, gosh, Mr. Kent, don't do that. You heard what he said. His boss will shoot
Now,
you.
don't you worry, Jimmy. He won't get a chance. You and Batiste stay right here and wait for me. Chuck can show me where the shack is, and I'll take care of the rest.
Oh, I wish you wouldn't do it, Mr. Kent. Why can't we go back to Mulvey and get some cops and bring them here?
Some cops? Where do you think you are, on Main Street in Metropolis? There aren't any cops in Mulvey.
Oh, what about forest rangers or sheriffs or something?
Now, don't you worry, Jimmy. I'll be perfectly all right. Now, I'll guarantee to bring Mr. Bull back here with his horns chopped off. Let's go, Chuck.
Monsieur, why you do not take the rifle?
I won't need it, Betty. Just you sit tight. I'll be back soon.
This I do not like.
I wish he wouldn't take chances like that. Someday he'll be sorry.
That is very bad, very bad. Why does he not ask Baptiste to go with him, huh? Trebler, with the rifle, Baptiste can shoot the wings of the fly. In all the North Country, there is not one man who can shoot rifle like Baptiste, no. Boom, boom, and this Mulvey is finished.
Maybe you better take the rifle, Baptiste, and follow Mr. Kent.
No. Monsieur, he give the order. Baptiste, he is paid to follow the order.
Oh, gosh, I'm worried stiff. What if Bull sees him coming and just shoots him without warning?
It is very bad.
I'm going after Mr. Kent. I won't let
Stay
him...
where you are, kid.
Who said that? Who?
Look, in the back of us.
Don't move. Either of us. I've got a very nervous finger on the trigger of this rifle.
The other one. It's Bull.
Oh, so you know my name. That makes it nice and cozy. Stop inching over, Canuck, or I'll drill you full of holes.
You're very brave with rifle. Put down the rifle, Baptiste, show you.
We'll try that some other time. Right now, I got business to take care of. Hitch your dogs to the sled.
I do not take the order from you.
You'll take this order. Hitch 'em up.
Go ahead, Baptiste. You better do as he says.
Wait a minute. Let me get that gun out of the sled. Okay, now hitch 'em up and make it fast.
What are you after, mister?
You'll find out, kid.
Well, you can have the furs if that's what you want.
Thanks. That's very generous of you. Anybody ever tell you got a heart of gold? Come on, Canuck. Stop stalling. All right, kid. Get into the sled.
Why?
Never mind why. Get in. Hey, you, Canuck. Put that bundle of skins in the sled. Yeah, you heard me. Put 'em in the sled.
No comprends, monsieur.
Oh, I see. All of a sudden, you don't understand English. Maybe a little dose of lead will teach you the language.
Baptiste, put the furs in. He'll shoot you.
You got the right idea, kid. Well, what'll it be? That's better. Dump 'em in the sled. Okay. Now, both of you get in. You drive, Canuck. I'll walk beside you. And remember, keep them dogs moving slow, or I'll empty this rifle into your back.
Where are we going?
To a nice, quiet spot where you can sit and think it over. All right, turn the sled around. Come on, quit stalling. Okay, now straight ahead. Turn right when you reach that clump of spruce. And don't forget, I got my finger on the trigger.
Rendered helpless by the loaded rifle in the hands of the first smuggler, Jimmy and Baptiste can do nothing but obey their captor's orders. Walking beside the slow-moving sled, his steel-gray eyes glittering like polished beads, Bull finally calls a halt before the arched entrance to a cave, half hidden under a ledge of rock.
All right, pull up here. Get out.
You better not try anything with us, mister.
Shut up. A kid your size, you got too much to say.
I'm not a kid. I'm gonna
I don't care what you're going to be. Come here, Canuck. Turn around.
What for you wish Baptiste to tell?
Never mind what for. Turn around. Okay, now put your hands behind you. I said put your hands behind you. That's better. Now a couple of turns of this rope around your wrist. Good knot. And you're taken care of. Okay, kid, you're next.
You'll be sorry for this. You wait till Clark...
Turn around. Hands behind your back. Won't need much rope for your skinny wrist. Yeah, that does it. Now both of you into the cave. Did you hear what I said? Into the cave.
Come on, Baptiste.
That's far enough. Get down on the floor. On your back. That's what I like. No argument. You first, Canuck. Little rope around your ankles. Couple of knots. You're fixed up. Now the same for you, kid. There you are. All set for a nice, comfortable rest. Don't waste any time trying to get loose. When Bull Raglan ties a knot, it stays tied.
How long are you going to keep us here?
Until that wise guy friend of yours, the government man, talks turkey. And maybe that'll be never. So long. Take it easy and you'll last longer.
He took the sled.
Yeah, Jack, I will kill him for take my dog.
Oh, don't strain yourself, Batiste. You can't get loose.
Why you let him do this, Monty? Why you do not allow Batiste to punch him in the nose?
Because he had a gun. He'd use it without thinking twice. Oh, but don't you worry. When Clark Kent finds out about this, he'll do plenty of punching.
Hey, wait. Monsieur Kent will not know where we are. I do not like this place. Very bad.
What do you mean?
Huh? You hear this, Monty? That is why I say this place very bad.
What is it?
Bear.
Bear? You mean a real live bear?
Hey, wait. Bear hole up for winter in place like this.
He's coming closer, Batiste. What'll we do?
Batiste tried to get loose the hand.
You can't do it. Batiste, I can see his eyes shining in the dark. What'll we do?
What will Jimmy and Batiste do in the face of this sudden, unexpected danger? Bound hand and foot, they can only wait fearfully as the bear, angered by their presence in the cave, lumbers toward them in the darkness. The situation is tense. With Clark Kent miles away and unaware of what is happening, it looks bad for Jimmy and Batiste. Something is bound to happen, so be sure and listen to the next episode of Superman.
Don't forget, tune in again for the next thrilling episode with Superman.
Look, up in the sky.
A bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine, presenting the transcription feature, Superman.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. Superman who can leap tall buildings at a single bound, race a speeding bullet to its target, bend steel in his bare hands, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice.
And now to our story. When we last saw Clark Kent, he had left Jimmy Olsen and Batiste, their French-Canadian guide, in the forest clearing, while he and Chuck, one of the first smuggling gang who had given himself up, returned to the gang shack deep in the snow-covered woods. Unknown to Kent, Chuck was only carrying out a clever plan devised by Bull Raglan, leader of the smuggling gang. A plan to get Kent away from Jimmy and Batiste. The minute Kent disappeared into the forest, Bull entered the clearing, held Jimmy and Batiste at gunpoint, forced them to drive the dog sled to a spot some miles away, tied them hand and foot, and dumped them into a dark cave. Helpless, they lay there, wondering whether they would ever be released. Then suddenly, the low, ominous growl of an animal echoed through the cave, the angry protest of a full-grown bear. Terrified, Jimmy stared into the darkness as the huge beast came closer and closer. Meanwhile, Clark Kent, unaware that his friends are in peril, has found the shack empty with no sign of Bull. Listen.
I thought you told me your boss was here. Where is he?
Why, I don't know, mister. He was here when I left.
Where did you tell him you were going?
To look for them furs Frenchie dropped last night.
Frenchie? Who's Frenchie?
Well, he's the guy that pilots the plane.
Oh. How often does he fly over and drop bundles of skins?
Oh, maybe once a week.
Oh, you've got your smuggling racket pretty well organized, haven't you?
How should I know? I just work for the guy. He don't tell me nothing.
Wait a minute. What is this, Chuck? A few minutes ago, when you came into the clearing waving a white flag, you were ready to talk about anything and everything. Your boss, the smuggling racket, and how you didn't want any blood on your hands. Now you've shut up like a clam. What's the idea?
All right. I've got nothing to talk about, that's all.
Now listen, don't try and pull anything on me.
Oh, I ain't trying to pull nothing. Honest, mister.
I wonder. You said Bull was here at the shack, and he isn't.
I tell you, I left him here.
Why do you keep looking around as though you were expecting someone?
Oh, me?
Yes. Your eyes shift to the window every couple of seconds. Now look, Chuck, you'd better come clean or there'll be trouble.
Oh, now, you got me wrong, mister. I told you all I know. I told you I'm quitting the racket. What more do you want?
I want the truth.
Oh, you got it.
Maybe. Is that all you've been smuggling? Furs?
Well, that's all I know about.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess the only thing to do is sit and wait for your boss to return.
Well, you better watch out. He's got a rifle and he ain't afraid to use it.
I'm not afraid of rifles, Chuck. You know how water rolls off the duck's back.
Yeah?
Well, that's how rifle bullets bounce off me.
It ain't nothing to joke about. I don't like shooting.
You don't have to worry about any shooting.
That's right, mister. I'll do all the worrying.
Oh.
Don't move. Close the door, Chuck.
Well, I take it you're Bull.
That's what they call me, brother. Nice work, Chuck. Fell for it like a ton of bricks, didn't he?
What did I fall for?
Chuck's crybaby act. Figured he was double-crossing me, didn't you? Nobody double-crosses Bull Raglan.
See. All right, I fell for it. Now what?
Now we're going to talk business. You and me.
I'm afraid your method of doing business isn't mine.
I think we can get together. Sit down.
I prefer standing, if you don't mind.
That's me. Hey, Chuck, take the rifle. Keep it on him. If he tries anything, let him have it.
What? I told you I don't like shooting, Bull.
You heard what I said. Take the rifle.
Okay.
Now, mister, here's the story. You stuck your big nose into my business, and I don't like it, see?
Too bad.
You bet it's too bad. Too bad for you and your pal.
Stop beating around the bush. What do you want?
I got what I want. My mix-skin and your pal.
And my... What are you talking about?
I kind of figured you'd wake up sooner or later. That kid and your Canuck driver, I got them safely stowed away.
If you laid a hand on either of them...
Keep back. Watch him, Chuck.
Now I understand why you sent your sniveling henchmen to bring me here. So you could get at Jimmy and Baptiste.
You government guys sure are smart. I ought to give you a gold star.
Now look, my crooked friend, I'm warning you. All the rifles in the world won't stop me once I decide to handle you the way I think you should be handled. Where are Jimmy and Baptiste?
That's my business. Keep him covered, Chuck.
Keeping me covered won't do you a bit of good.
Stand back. Stand back, I tell you. Give it to him, Chuck. Moved too fast for you, didn't I, Chuck? I'll take that rifle if you don't mind. You don't like shooting anyway. We'll toss it out the window just so you won't be tempted again. Close in on him, Chuck. Use your knife. Come on, close in on me. Use anything you wish. Well, what are you waiting for? Rush him, Chuck. Yeah. That's just a little sample, Bull. Here, try this on the point of your jaw. It's your turn now, Chuck.
Yeah?
Look out for that knife. You're liable to cut yourself. Let's get rid of it, huh?
You're breaking my arm.
Drop the knife. Drop it, I said. Better.
I give up. Don't hit me.
You gave up once before, and it wasn't on the level.
Bull made me do that. I didn't want to.
All right. I'll give you one more chance. Get some water and bring him to.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot myself for a minute there and used my natural voice. I hope neither of them caught it.
Here's some water.
Pour it over his face.
Yeah. You come close to knocking his head off. I never seen anybody hit so hard.
Yeah, he's coming too. Let's sit him up on the chair. There, that's it.
What hit me?
I did. And it was only a small part of what you're going to get unless you tell me what you've done with Jimmy and Baptiste.
You better tell him, Bull.
Not a chance.
Oh, no? All right, get up on your feet.
Bull, he'll murder you.
This time you won't regain consciousness so fast.
Wait, I'll tell you.
Talk fast.
I lied to you. The kid and the Canuck driver got away from me in the dog sled. I tried to stop them, but my rifle jammed.
Which way did they go?
Looked like they was heading back to town.
Is that the truth?
Yeah, the truth.
Is he lying, Chuck?
I don't know, mister.
Why, you dirty little...
There you are. Won't take long to find out whether or not you're lying. Both of you are coming back to the clearing with me. If Jimmy and Baptiste did get away in the sled, there'll be marks in the snow.
I'm not going no place.
That's what you think. Stand up. Stand up, I said. All right, I'll lift you up. Open the door, Chuck. All right, now march, both of you. And don't try to get away. You'll regret it if you do. Go ahead. Now, leave that rifle just where it is, Bull, in the snow. You lead the way, Chuck. Don't forget, I'm watching every move you make. Don't make any wrong.
Unaware that Jimmy and Baptiste did not escape, but are at this very moment tied hand and foot in a dark cave some miles from the clearing, Kent follows the two smugglers as they move slowly along the narrow forest trail. Instinctively, he suspects something is wrong. But even the amazing powers of Superman cannot warn him that Jimmy and Baptiste, helpless in the cave, are in danger of being attacked by an angry bear. Huddled in the darkness, they wait. The huge animal lumbers toward them, growling ferociously.
Baptiste, I can see his eyes shining in the dark.
He comes closer. Try not to move.
I see What are we going to do?
I do not know, Mufti.
Only one of us could get loose. We might frighten him off by throwing rocks or something.
He is big one. We do not frighten him with rock.
I can hear him breathing. He's almost on top of us. Why can't we yell at him?
No.
I'm going to try. Bull!
Do not do this again.
What can we do? Geez, there must be something.
Cable. Please hope that he shall die.
Baptiste, look out. He's on top of you. Help!
Fighting courageously against overwhelming odds, Baptiste makes a valiant but hopeless attempt to do battle with the giant grizzly. Meanwhile, Clark Kent has reached the clearing, found the tracks of the departed dog sled, and is following them, accompanied by the two first smugglers, Bull and Chuck. Less than half a mile from the cave where Jimmy and Baptiste are in peril, Bull suddenly stops short.
That's as far as I'm going. I told you they headed for town.
You've told me a lot of things, none of which I put any stock in. Keep walking.
Nothing doing. I'm stopping right here.
There must be something you don't like up ahead. What is it?
The only thing I don't like is hiking through the snow.
Huh. Well, whether you like it or not, you're... Wait a minute. Well, I heard someone shouting for help.
I don't hear nothing. Maybe it's...
Quiet, Chuck. Yeah, someone is shouting for help.
You're crazy. It's the wind.
We'll see how crazy I am. Get going.
Not me.
I said get going.
Nothing doing.
I'm warning you, Bull.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You knocked him cold.
That's right. Now, how about you?
I'll do anything you say.
Good. All right, I'll carry him. Yeah. Now, come on the run.
Never seen a guy as strong as you, mister. Bull must weigh a good 200 pounds, and you're carrying him like he's a feather. Running, besides. Here, let me give you a hand.
Now, I'm all right. He's not so heavy.
You ain't sure you heard someone yelling for help, are you?
That's what it sounded like. Here, wait, hold up. Listen. You hear that?
Yeah, I hear it. It's coming from that cave.
It's Jimmy. Chuck, this is your chance to make up for everything you've done. Now, you stay here with him while I go into the cave to see what's wrong. I don't think he'll come to so fast this time. But if he does, don't you let him get away, even if you have to knock him out again.
Okay.
And don't cross me up. If you value your life.
I won't. I swear I won't.
I'll be back.
Answering Jimmy's cry for help, Kent sprints toward the cave, unaware of what is going on in the darkness beyond the entrance. Unaware that within a moment he will be called upon as Superman to do battle with a full-grown bear. Is he too late to save Baptiste from the savage fury of the huge animal? Listen to the next episode for thrills galore.
Don't forget, tune in again for the next thrilling episode with Superman.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird. It's a plane.
It's Superman! Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine. Presenting the transcription feature, Superman!
Look, up in the sky.
Bird. It's a plane.
It's Superman! Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. Superman who can leap tall buildings at a single bound, race a speeding bullet to its target, then steel in his bare hands, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice.
And now to our story. When Bull Raglan, leader of a Northwoods fur smuggling gang, left Jimmy Olsen and Baptiste bound hand and foot in a dark cave, his plan was to keep them hidden until he could bargain with Clark Kent, who he thought was a government agent. But unknown even to Bull, the cave was occupied by a full-grown bear hibernating for the winter. Disturbed and angered, the bear attacked Jimmy and Baptiste. Meanwhile, Kent, having captured Bull and his assistant Chuck, forced them to go along with him while he followed Baptiste's dog sled tracks out of the clearing where the French-Canadian guide had camped. As they neared the cave, Kent heard Jimmy's voice calling for help. Compelled to knock Bull out, Kent left him with Chuck, who had sworn he was going straight, and headed for the cave. As he neared the entrance, he could hear the wild growling of the bear.
Help! Help!
I'm coming, Jimmy. Good thing it's pitch dark in there.
Come in again. The bear's coming at me.
Jimmy! The kid's fainted. Now I can handle this as Superman. All right, come on, Grizzly. Launch at me. Come on, that's it.
Still up on your feet, eh? Oh, you don't like boxing, do you? You want to wrestle, eh? Get me in a bear hug. Okay, come on. There. Now let's see who can squeeze the hardest. I guess that finishes you. Now, let's see. Jimmy seems all right outside of a few scratches. Oh, but poor Batiste is badly mauled. To get them both back to town as soon as possible. Maybe a matter of life or death for Batiste. That means I'll have to leave Bull and Chuck behind and send someone back for them. Taking a chance, but it can't be helped. All I hope is that Chuck doesn't see me leave the cave as Superman. Well, no time to waste. One under each arm. Out to the entrance. Up, up, and away!
Ooh, that burns.
Can't be that bad, Jimmy.
Oh, no? You try putting iodine on open scratches. Isn't that enough, Father Malone?
I think it is, Jimmy. You're a very lucky boy.
Lucky. Call this luck, I never want to have any more of it.
You were lucky that bear didn't swipe you across the face instead of the arm.
And doubly lucky that Mr. Kent arrived when he did.
Oh, by the way, how's Batiste?
Well, we won't know for a day or so. He was badly torn up. But if the wounds don't infect, he'll pull through all right. Well, I must say I hardly expected to see you back here so soon. But I'm glad it turned out as well as it did.
What happened to the two first smugglers?
The customs men picked them up. Chuck had kept his promise to see that Bull Raglan didn't escape, so they let him go. Father Malone's trying to get him a logging camp job.
And what about Bull?
I suppose he'll go to jail.
Well, he should for what he did to Batiste and me. Gosh, Mr. Kent, I wouldn't be here now if you hadn't killed that bear. I still don't see how you did it.
Told you I had a knife, Jimmy.
Yeah?
What puzzles me, Kent, is how you managed to get both Jimmy and Batiste back to Montville without a sled.
Well, it was a long hike, I admit.
You mean to say you carried both of them 10 miles?
Well, Father Jimmy doesn't weigh any more than a puff of smoke, and Batiste is light.
It's amazing, Kent. I don't think Paul Bunyan could have done much better.
Oh, who's Paul Bunyan?
Oh, don't you know, Jimmy?
No, Father, I don't. Is he a friend of yours?
Jimmy, I'm surprised at you. Haven't you ever heard of Paul Bunyan?
No.
Why, he was the most famous logger ever to fell timber in the North Woods, Jimmy. And the strongest, too. For they claim he could cut down 400 trees with one swing of his axe.
Oh, I don't believe it. No man could do that.
Well, Paul Bunyan was no ordinary man. They say he owned a saw that was a half a mile long, and that 200 men used to ride on it while he cut down a stand of timber.
Are you trying to kid me, Father Malone?
No, Father's not kidding, Jimmy. Any Northwood logger can tell you stories about Paul Bunyan. Didn't he own a huge ox, Father?
Oh, that he did, Kent. A big blue ox he called Bay.
That's the one.
It was the strongest ox in the world. And Paul used to feed it 3,000 tons of hay every morning and 5,000 tons of oats at night.
Oh, where did he get all the hay and oats?
I suppose Paul owned a 50,000-acre farm and grew it.
50,000 acres. Paul Bunyan's farm stretched from the northern tip of Minnesota to the southern tip of Michigan. And there was a road running through it that twisted and turned like a corkscrew. So one day, Paul hitched his big blue ox to the Michigan end of the road, and in 10 minutes, Jimmy, that ox pulled the road out straight as a die, and it never had any more curves in it.
Gosh. Talk about Batiste and his tall stories. Well, yours take the cake, Father Malone.
Oh, these aren't my stories, Jimmy. They belong to the logging camps. They're a part of America, just like the stories of Hercules were a part of Greece.
Oh, then they aren't true. Paul Bunyan never existed.
As much as a legend ever exists, Jimmy.
Oh, I see.
When we get back to Metropolis, Jimmy, I'll buy you a book of Paul Bunyan's stories.
Oh, that'll be swell. Say, when are we going back, Mr. Kent? I suppose now that Batiste won't be up and around for a while, our dog sled trip to Canada is over almost before it began.
I could get you another guide, Kent. Not as good as Batiste, but dependable.
No, Father. I think Jimmy and I might just as well go on home. We both had enough excitement to last us a long time. We'll come up next year for our dog sled trip.
Well, don't forget. As a matter of fact, if you let me know in advance, I might be able to arrange to go along with you.
Oh, gosh, I hope you can, Father.
Are you taking tonight's train, Kent?
Yes, Father. That reminds me, Jimmy, you'd better get your clothes packed. We have less than an hour before the train leaves.
Well, what time is it now?
The clock is just about to strike 7.
Okay, I'll be ready in 10 minutes.
Well, Jimmy, it hardly seems possible that last night we were up in the North Woods and tonight we're rolling across wheat fields. Jimmy.
Huh? Oh, yes.
Yes, what?
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't listening. I was watching that man across the aisle. Look how his eyes shift, Mr. Kent. Almost like he thought he was being shadowed.
Don't be silly, Jimmy. Here, take this newspaper. Read the funnies and do the crossword puzzle.
Okay. Gosh, Mr. Kent.
Oh, now what?
Look at this picture on the front page of the paper, and then look at that man across the aisle.
Huh? Seems to be a slight resemblance.
Slight? What, the same person? The bald spot in front and the gray hair in back and the bushy eyebrows.
Shh. Everyone in the car to know you're talking about him? Wait a minute, let me see that paper.
Why is this picture there, Mr. Kent? I didn't get a chance to read the caption.
Just a minute, Jimmy. Wait, Scott. I believe we've stumbled on something sensational.
Who is he?
Well, if it's the same man, and I think it is, his name is Dr. Roebling. He's the inventor of a new device having to do with communications. Listen to this, Jimmy. Dr. Roebling's device, although the nature of it has not yet been revealed, is said to be so valuable that the one model in existence is insured for $10 million.
$10 million?
Uh-huh.
What do you think the device is, Mr. Kent?
I haven't the faintest idea, Jimmy. If that's Dr. Roebling sitting across from us, he's going to be interviewed by a Daily Planet reporter.
So I was right. I knew there was something strange about him.
You certainly hit the nail on the head that time. Well, here goes for an attempted interview.
I hope you get it, Mr. Kent.
Just cross the aisle and drop into the seat next to him.
Wish me luck. Okay.
Good evening, Dr. Roebling.
Eh? Oh, I beg your pardon.
I said good evening, Dr. Roebling.
You must be mistaken. My name is Harris.
Oh, yes, I understand. I'm Clark Kent, Doctor, reporter for the Daily Planet. I happened to be glancing over this paper and noticed your picture.
That young man is not my picture. I told you my name is Harris. It's Walter Harris.
Well, names don't mean anything, really. The important thing is your contribution to the field of communications.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, according to this story in the paper, you've just...
How many times must I tell you that I have no connection with either the story or the photograph in that newspaper?
Haven't you invented a new communications device?
No, I haven't.
Didn't you insure the model of the device for $10 million?
Young man, if you have nothing better to do than annoy total strangers, may I suggest that you devote your unwelcome attention to others?
Come, Doctor, that's not the proper attitude.
Well, unless you cease annoying me, at once I shall be forced to call the conductor.
All right, that's how you feel about it.
That is exactly how I feel about it.
Okay. Sorry I bothered you.
I heard what he said, Mr. Kent. Do you think he's telling the truth?
I'm not quite sure, Jimmy. He's the spitting image of this picture in the paper.
Oh, maybe there'd be some initials on his luggage.
He doesn't seem to have any luggage. Could be that we're wrong.
Oh, gosh, I don't think so. Picture and the way his eyes keep shifting. Look, he's getting up.
Probably going into the dining car.
Maybe we ought to follow him.
No, I don't think so. He'll be back.
Well, at least we can stop whispering. Gosh, that sure was exciting for a minute.
Jimmy.
Yeah?
You see that crumpled up piece of paper he left on the seat?
Uh-huh.
Maybe something that'll tell us whether he is Dr. Roebling.
Want me to get it?
No, you sit tight. I'll walk up to the water cooler at the end of the car and pick it up on my way back.
Okay. I'll keep my eye on it.
I'll be right back.
Gosh, I sure hope there's a clue on that piece of paper. A real exciting clue. What's Mr. Kent wasting time at the water cooler for? Why doesn't he hurry back? Here he comes. I can hardly wait.
Okay.
What's on the paper?
Take it easy, Jimmy. Now wait till I read it.
What does it say?
Something very peculiar.
What?
It says, "This is your last warning."
Well, it looks as though Clark Kent and Jimmy Olsen have accidentally stumbled on something that may turn out to be another exciting adventure. Is the nervous, gray-haired little man really Dr. Roebling? And if he is, who sent him the threatening note? Listen to the next episode for further developments.
Don't forget, tune in again for the next thrilling episode with Superman.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine.